Right, so welcome to Mr. Ermitz's Fundamentals of Computer Science and Digital Art and Animation classes. First, I'm going to go over the syllabus really quickly, and then we'll talk about what we'll be doing in the class this year. This course is designed to enable students to fulfill their potential for intellectual, emotional, physical, and social growth. And because this is a high school course, both of these are high school credit, we will have high expectations for everything we do. Materials needed in both classes are pencil, eraser, a two-pocket folder, and a box of tissues for the classroom. If you are in digital art and animation, you're going to need a few more things. You'll also need a USB flash drive. It can be just an old flash drive you have laying around the house, or if you want to buy them, they're very inexpensive. You can get them at Five Below, Walmart, Amazon for between $5 and $7. I recommend putting your flash drive on either a lanyard or a wrist strap. Just makes them harder to lose. In digital art, when we get to our hand-drawn animation, you are going to need some either two pads of tracing paper. This makes it much easier if you have tracing paper, so I definitely recommend it. But if you don't have tracing paper, you're also able to instead bring just a regular ream of printer paper, and that'll work fine as well. All student communications and all assignments will be posted into Google Classroom. All parent communications are going to be sent via Skyward Messaging Center, so you definitely need to make sure, parents, that your emails are correct in Skyward, because that's how you will receive information from me. Classroom policies, pretty straightforward. Be respectful to yourself, each others, and your teachers. Follow the campus rules, our classroom social contract, and the expectations that are outlined in the student handbook. Follow directions, follow directions, follow directions. If you can follow that right there, that'll get you really far in life. Be on time, put forth full effort, always do your best, take pride in your work. Time management is very important. Do not fall behind on assignments. So I know I just stress this all the time. If you fall behind, it's so difficult to get caught up. So just make sure that you just stay caught up at all times. Students may bring a bottle of water, but no food is allowed in the computer lab. So we cannot have any food at all in my class. If you spill your water, please clean it up and let me know so we can take care of that. 10-10 rule, the first and last 10 minutes of class, students should not leave the class. And also while the teacher is giving instruction, students should try to avoid leaving class during that time as well. Plagiarism, cheating, any kind of academic dishonesty cannot be tolerated. That includes copying work, using AI, Googling answers, sharing your work with somebody else. Goes for both in your computer science with your code or in your digital art. It applies all around, so please do not cheat in any way. Students should report any unsafe or harmful behaviors to the teacher right away. So all the software is going to be provided by the district. So Ozaria, Code Combat, they're the two main softwares that we will use in our computer science class, and then the Adobe Creative Cloud applications, so Illustrator, Photoshop, Adobe Animate. Those are all provided to our digital art students by the district, so do not go and purchase those softwares or subscriptions to those softwares. Those will all be provided to you. Personal devices, including phones, laptops, iPads, and tablets, are not allowed by our campus, so please don't bring them. We cannot use them. Grading. Major grades are 50%. Daily grades are 50%. Late work, so I do accept late work. Our campus and district policy, 1 day late, 10 points off, 2 days late, 20 points off, and so on. I usually don't do that. So usually any late work is just 10 points off. I don't like to try to penalize students for turning it in. If it's a week late, then I'm not going to take off 50 points. That's ridiculous. Do the work, turn it in, and earn that grade. Some special codes that we may see in Skyward. If you see an asterisk in Skyward, all that means is I have not put the grade into Skyward yet. If you ever see a 1 as a grade in Skyward, 1 is not a grade. 1 simply means no count, maybe you were absent or for whatever reason, I'm not having you do that assignment. So if you see a 1, that just means it doesn't count. Doesn't help your grade, doesn't hurt your grade. You just don't worry about it. A 49 in Skyward means incomplete. So that means you need to finish that assignment, turn it in, and earn your actual grade. Students and parents should monitor Skyward frequently. Once a grading period has ended, 9 weeks 1, 9 weeks 2, 9 weeks 3, 9 weeks 4, once those grade periods have ended, we cannot accept late work. I can't go in and change grades. So make sure that you're keeping up with your Skyward at all times. I typically communicate missing work to students at the beginning of each week. And at the beginning, or usually on the weekends, I'll email the parents of students who are failing via that Skyward messaging center. So everybody should be aware of their grades at all times. There should be no surprises. I will have tutorials. It'll be posted on my website on the days. We're still working that out. But typically I'll have a tutorial session in the afternoon once a week and in the morning once a week as well. So students that want to attend, it's not a hangout session. So be prepared to work, show up with questions or with something you need help with or something you need to work on to get caught up. We're going to see here some concepts that are going to be covered in both classes. So in computer science, we're going to talk about hardware and software basics. We're going to do a lot of coding with Python throughout the year. Video game design principles, basic website coding with HTML, a little bit of CSS, digital literacy, citizenship, online etiquette, ethics in computer science. We'll have an ethics project, and then we'll also do careers in computer science. You'll research your career, and you'll actually use your website building skills to create a website that will show me what you know about your career that you researched. Digital art and animation, we're going to start the year off with Illustrator. Then we'll move on to Photoshop around fall break. Mid-October, we'll switch over to Photoshop. Then we'll have digital literacy, digital citizenship, online etiquette is where we'll end before the holiday break. Come back in January to hand-drawn paper and pencil animation. We will talk about storyboarding, sound design, and Foley art somewhere in there. I'm going to try to work in a stop-motion unit if I can, if we have time. End the year in digital animation with Adobe Animate. So I do want to show you a couple of things that we will be doing. So, well, before I do that, let me show you my website. So parents, if you want to schedule a meeting with me over here on my website, you just find on my website anywhere where it says open, and you can either send me an email or you can fill out this form, let me know that you want to meet, and we will schedule that meeting. It can be in person or through Google Meets, or if you want to do a phone call, we could do a phone call as well. The calendars are here, so if you want to know what we're going to be doing, when we're going to have tests, and so on and so forth, have the calendar filled out for the whole entire first semester, so you can kind of see what we'll be doing there for computer science, and the same thing for digital art and animation. So you can just go through and see the things that we're doing. I do want to show you some of the things that we will be doing in digital art and animation. So this is an actual student's portfolio from last year. So these are things that this student created. We'll start off by creating this hamburger image in Illustrator. We'll use our Pathfinder tools to create this icon logo. Use our pen tool to recreate this splat. Then we're going to use all of our tools and skills that we've learned, and we will do this big project here where we create this vector landscape. Then we will do some kawaii animals that we will create using some of our skills. We'll do a hand-drawn logo or hand-drawn picture. Then we will scan that into Illustrator, and then we will vectorize it in Illustrator. Photoshop, some of the things that we'll be doing is, so for our photo manipulations, we will take a crocodile and this bird, and we will merge them into a hybrid animal. You will take a picture of yourself, remove the backgrounds using the different tools, and then you'll insert yourself into a different setting. We'll do a floating castle. So here we're merging some different pictures, different assets together. To create this floating castle. And then some of the things that we'll do in the traditional animation. So our hand-drawn animation. So we're going to have different ways of the ball bouncing on the screen. a pendulum swinging, and then some seaweed. And we may do some other things as well as time allows. And then finally, in our digital animation, we're going to take what we know about our traditional animation, do that digitally, and then just all kinds of different activities that we'll do. There's a lot of choice that's going to be involved in this. So you may do some different activities than these, but here's just some of the ones that this particular student did during our digital animation. And then we have this cool sky background. This one takes a long time, but it is pretty neat. In computer science. So here's a very basic at the beginning of the year game level that a student designed last year. And then here is some of their code that they used. And then towards the end of the year or later in the year, here's a different game level that a student designs. And then you can see their code is a little more complex, or much more complex, I should say. And so those are some of the things that we'll be doing. This is our class. Feel free to reach out to me at any time, email parents if you want to set up those meetings. We can do that. Students, you'll see me in class every day. We have tutorials. But I'm looking forward. I'm excited about opening in this new campus. I'm looking forward to this new school year and all the awesome things that we're going to do together.